this is Angela Brady with Coldwell Banker Advantage, and I am here today with my dear friend and lender, Carrie Ann Michel. Carrie, I would like you to tell a little bit about yourself and about the company that you work for.
Okay, I'm a local lender. I work for American Security Mortgage, and we're located there on Ramsey Street.
Very
So,
good.
I live in Fayetteville, so we've been here for about 15 years.
Good. Now, what does your husband do?
He's retired military, but he still works
Uh,
on Fort Bragg there.
So he knows all about what it's like in the military, and we have a lot of military in our area that are
Yes,
looking to purchase homes.
yes.
And some of them are first-time home buyers. What is some advice you would give to a first-time home buyer, Carrie, as a lender?
So the advice that I would give is the education side of it. So do you have a down payment? What loan program would suit your needs and your family? So it's just talking to them and working out which way to guide them and educate. Savings, credit, employment. These are all things that, as lenders, that we're actually looking for. So, what are you purchasing? Is it a condo? Is it a home? Like, is it? It's just like asking them, like, and getting the story. So that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to, let's say that you've got a client that comes in and they're pre-qualified and you have established what their qualification amount would be,
Mm-hmm.
how would you advise them? Because I know that some buyers want to purchase at the very top of their eligibility. And
Okay. Okay. So with that, you're probably with the taxes and insurance.
Mhm.
So yeah, I always advise to be careful if we're right at the very top when putting in offers, because taxes and insurance do play a big part because they're your what we call your escrows. So depending on where county or city can make that repayment go up, because we collect the principal and interest plus the taxes and the insurance. So obviously the city is a little bit more than the county. So that can just push you over sometimes if we're not constantly communicating as a team with the agent, the buyer, and myself.
Very good. There was another question I wanted to ask you. Oh, let's say that they've been pre-qualified, they found a house, they've gone through everything that has to be done. They've had the home inspection, they've had the appraisal done, it came back at appraised, and now they're getting ready to go to closing. What should a buyer be prepared for at the closing?
So at the closing, they should already be prepared that it's been explained the closing costs to them. But at closing, us as a lender now, we do an e-closing, so we sign online. So most of the paperwork is discussed between myself and the buyer. And so I go over those documents. And then when we get to the attorney's office, that's where they're wet signing certain documents that have to be wet signed. So, and then the attorney's explaining what they're signing there. Now, beforehand, is where I would have already at the initial application stage explained closing costs, because sometimes, I mean, the market has changed a little. So some buyers are getting the closing costs, all, if not part. So we would need to have that conversation on what they are and how they're going to be paid. So,
Absolutely. And I
yeah.
know that a VA they say it's 100% financing, and you and I understand that amount can be financed, but there is still closing cost, and there is some
Right.
expense still, the appraisal and the lender fees and things such as that. And the,
Yeah,
so we just need to educate the public that yes, 100% financing doesn't mean that no money doesn't come out of your pocket. I've had,
correct.
clients think that 100% financing, that's what it meant. And it does, but it doesn't. So
Yeah.
would you like to elaborate a little bit more about that?
So closing costs are made up of two parts. So it's like the prepaids, which is insurance and taxes. And then it's everything that, like, to close the loan, the cost to close the loan, which is attorney fees, appraiser. And together that's what makes the closing cost. Now, different loan programs, if the home appraises, you may be able to include them. VA is not one. It's only the VA funding fee, that guaranteed funding fee, that is allowed to be financed into the loan.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that if they wanted to reach out to their lender or reach out to me, that we can go over. There's also down payment assistance programs that can help as well if they qualify. So that's where the education is vital when speaking with your lender. Always be open and honest, because we don't want to find out any surprises
No.
later down the track when you've put that due diligence money down. So it's a relationship. So being open and honest, and that way we make sure we get you to the closing table with no bumps in the road. And I do advise that squat and hold is my saying for all my buyers when it comes to making sure that we're not opening any new credit, buying cars, or even paying any car loans off during the process. Just keep everything the way it was when you were pre-qualified, keeping in mind making sure you're paying your monthly debts that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
So credit cards or rent or car payment. So
what is the length of employment that you recommend?
2 years work history.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, if you've changed jobs and you're in the same line of work, keeping that in mind if you do change jobs. But 2 years work history is the number.
Oh, very, very good. So I want to thank you so much, Carrie Ann. I think she's
You're
given very
welcome.
valuable information for those that might be thinking about purchasing a home as a first-time home buyer. And I would highly recommend Carrie. She makes the process just so smooth, and she
Thank
makes
you.
it a lot of fun. And
Yeah,
I do too.
I try to,
And
because
so we just enjoy working together. And I want you to always remember to trust your bunch with a Brady.
oh, I love that.
So y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope to hear from you. Thank you, Carrie Ann. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye.